The latest in the Gayest podcast is intended for listening by adult members of the LGBTQIA plus community and their allies. Discussions may contain material not suitable for folks under the age of 18. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, and welcome to a very special guest appearance on The Latest and the Gayest. I will be interviewing the wonderful and lovely Alex Emmon Wilson himself. And today we'll be discussing the ingenuity, the creativity, the how do I put it? Tasteful but also intense sex appeal that is Alex.
That's
Yay!
that's how I try to keep it, you know? I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't want the public to be too shocked by what I do,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, there's just so many things that I feel like there's just so many things that I feel like, certain people wouldn't be able to comprehend,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the people that I'm really trying to look out for.
Exactly. The people that can't handle it.
Exactly.
And some people can't handle it. Some people can't handle you because you really have become probably one of the breakout stars of 2023, which is insane to at the same time be an established superstar and also be the breakout star at the same
I
time.
absolutely. I never really considered putting that kind of a label on myself, but I
Mm-hmm.
think being
Humble.
given such an immense platform, it's kind of given me the privilege to, you know, make more of an impact
Mm.
rather than taking away from certain people's like because I can't hog all the sex appeal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that would just be cruel.
It would be cruel.
So
Well, let's
I
let,
do
let, let, let
my part to give back with.
let's say you could hog all the sex appeal, but you choose not to, which is I think an important distinction to make.
I absolutely do. Thank you so much, Diane, for bringing that
Thank you
up.
so much, Diane. Thank you so much for that.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Speaking of your impact, you are known for your hit podcast, The Latest and the Gayest. What inspired you to pursue that? What was the moment that you said, "This is something that I need to do. This is something the world needs"?
Well, I thought about it. I had been, I think, during the pandemic of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know when we ever really decided that the pandemic was over. Um, but I don't know. I guess here we are. Um, I guess the government has decided that it just no longer exists. Because hey. But anyway, during the pandemic, I think everybody, was going insane, and I think
Of course.
everybody had the idea of creating a podcast because everybody, we're all stuck at home, like, what? Oh my god, I should start a podcast, and
Mm.
like all these, middle class like white people who like would just sit there and like talk about their kids and then get sponsored by HelloFresh because they're like middle class white people
Mm-hmm. Of course, of course.
because it's just that much easier for the middle class white people. um but this had been a project of mine for quite a while, and I think the pandemic really, I wouldn't say it solidified my wanting. I would say that it projected it, and it helped it. But what really sealed the deal for me was after I graduated college.
Mm.
After that, I was like, I knew that
Oh, a
I
rebel.
I have always hated like the job search process. Like that has this is and people who know me know that I have hated the job search process ever since I can remember. I hate everything about it. I hate like doing interviews. I hate like
Oh, my apologies.
basically selling basically selling myself to these
Hmm.
people. Um so for the longest time, I kind of knew that I didn't want to take shit from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once I graduated and I started, working out in the world, it kind of just like I said, it solidified everything for me and I was like, yeah, this is I don't I don't want to be doing this the rest of my life. Like I have no interest in just being somebody's bitch like the rest of my life. The only time that I will be somebody's bitch is in the bedroom.
Ooh, oh
But
my.
in the real world, in the working world, you will not. I have
You will
one
not be
thing.
taking any
No, and I
nonsense.
have always said I only kiss ass to people that I respect.
Mm,
So if I respect you, then I will be kissing your ass nonstop. But if
interesting.
because you know how people say like to get ahead in the workforce, you need to like, brown nose a little bit and kiss some
Hmm.
ass and like, if you're getting like a new manager or something, you gotta like really make them think like, hey, you look good today. What's going on? Oh my God, look at you. Like,
And that's not something you're interested in
if
perpetuating.
here's the thing, if I like actually just recently one of the jobs I work at, we got a new manager, which thank God.
Oh,
Um and at first, since I didn't know the guy, I didn't know what he was about. I was like, okay, I'm going to work, we'll work together. We'll see. I kind of want to see like what his vibe is. Um and then if he if I turn out to like him, then I will start kissing ass. But if this guy's just like a jackass, then I will still remain professional, but I don't kiss ass to anybody that I don't respect.
I think it's a good way to
Yeah.
navigate the world. So really,
Yeah.
it was about carving a way forward for yourself without outside of what is generally expected of people. It's all about
Absolutely.
pioneering.
Absolutely. I knew that like I said, I didn't want to be somebody's bitch for the rest of my life. And not to say that, there's anything wrong with working under somebody,
Hmm.
but like in the bedroom and in real life, I want to be on, I want to be on top.
You want to be on top.
Just like Tyra Banks said, you want to be on top? And I said, yes, Tyra.
I said yes, Tyra,
I
your close personal friend
absolutely
Tyra,
do. My Tyra Banks, friend of the pod.
friend of the pod.
Um, but yeah, and now I'm gonna go do a photo shoot on top of an alligator in 7-inch stilettos while juggling fire.
And you will be eliminated for it,
Absolutely, because that's basically what they put those poor girls through on that show.
unfortunately. So speaking of the podcast, what do you see for its future? Like, what is the final form of the podcast for you? Like, let's say you have infinite budget, infinite time, infinite energy, uh, infinite people to help with it. What would like the most perfect form of it look like to you?
If I had my way,
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that I would love to be able to turn it into, I mean, I would still do like the podcast, but I would love to be able to turn it into some kind of like you know, talk show,
Hmm.
kind of like a Jimmy Fallon, like Stephen Colbert kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some like I would love to be able to. I mean, the end all be all for the show is for it to eventually become a profitable aspect in my future, and for my co-host Joshua Gonzalez, who could not be with us today, but
Unfortunately.
he sends his regards.
Lovely, lovely.
He's currently on a business trip in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Of
but
course.
yeah, because he's auditioning for a role on the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I
Um,
hope that she gets it. Speaking of which,
Me too.
um, so I definitely see TV for you in your future. Is there any type of reality TV show that you think you do well at? Like, not necessarily like a competition, but even some competition show like Big Brother or anything like that? Or would you want to be on a Housewives type of thing?
Well, you know what's funny? I so recently there was my dad texted me this thing where apparently the casting people for Big Brother were
Mm-hmm.
doing an open call audition at Mohegan Sun Casino in
Oh
Connecticut,
wow.
and I was seriously contemplating going, but I don't think that I do as much as I love Big Brother. It's one of my favorite reality shows, but I don't think I would do well, and here's why.
Oh no.
I do not have the social skills to back myself up. Like I'm such an introvert. Like I kind of like I took this inspiration from Miss Rupalina, Andre Charles, and
Mm-hmm.
I say I always like to say I'm an introvert dressed up in extrovert's clothing.
Mm.
And I would I think that I would probably make it. I feel like I would at least be able to it, and if you don't watch Big Brother, like you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about with this, but um I think that I would at least be able to make it to jury, but I don't think that I would be able to win Big Brother because I
Mm.
feel like I would either like piss some people off because I'm like so stubborn,
Mm.
or like get myself eliminated because I got like so annoyed that I just started running my mouth, and
Oh no.
everyone else was like, all right, that's it, we got to vote him off. So Big Brother may not be the competition for me, but I think my my job, dream job of all time is I would love to be a the host of one of those like cooking competition shows, kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
MasterChef or Chopped or Hell's Kitchen or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have the intensity of Mr. Gordon Ramsay to, scream and yell at people all day, but I would love to be just even just like the person who's kind of like, there making like the snappy comebacks and like all the little quips about like, well, there's five. The time has been rising so far, but it looks like Johnny's souffle is the furthest thing from rising. Or
I see what you mean. So you see
yeah,
yourself more as a as in I don't say is as you see yourself hosting, not as much competing.
I would
Or
love to. I mean, if I was to compete on a reality show, um, I genuinely I don't know what I would I don't know if I do a competition show, but I feel like I would be fun on like a Housewives type of
a
show.
housewives,
Yeah, or
you a housewife of Hartford.
maybe I could get into the real cis gay men of WeHo. But
the
this
real the real casual acquaintances of WeHo.
yeah, the real cis gay acquaintances of northern Connecticut.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So then, if you were so speaking of hosting too, let's say, tragically, your co-host either walked off set, or let's say he had a tragic accident at the Taco Bell. Who would your dream replacement be for a co-host?
Ooh. You know, that's that's a tough question to answer
Mm-hmm.
because doing this may sound cheesy, but doing the show with my co-host
Mm-hmm.
is part of the reason why I look forward to it so often.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm sure he'll love to
But
hear that.
I when he gets back from Atlanta, I'll let him know. Um, but if I could have my dream host
Mm-hmm.
for someone to sit alongside me, I would love to have this is this is horrible because I cannot remember the actress's name, but
Oh no.
um she is in Heartstopper and wait, hold on. Here we go. I would love to have Yasmin Finney, who
Oh,
plays
okay. Yes.
Elle on Heartstopper. She's just so like in real life, she's so quick with the wit
Mm-hmm.
in like all the interviews that she does, and she bounces so well with her other cast members that I think getting to do a show with her would just be like she would bring such a light to the show that cis gay men cannot currently provide,
Mm-hmm.
and a young black trans woman would
Would be able to
shed a
impart.
whole new different perspective on certain things. So I think she would be so much fun. That or this person is dead, I believe. I'm like 99% sure that this person's dead, but like if I could resurrect them,
Of course.
um Gilbert Gottfried.
I don't.
I'd
I.
I would just like he's the guy who talks he voiced Iago in Aladdin the parrot. You've definitely heard Gilbert Gottfried. Like
Oh
he's
yes, he is
been
dead.
oh yeah. No, I was like 99% sure that he was dead, but
Yes,
I
unfortunately.
would love
Rest in
to
peace.
just Gilbert Gottfried doing a podcast. Like, can you just imagine that?
That would be transcendent. That would
And
be truly
it would
amazing.
be like so good, but also like so nails on a chalkboard at the exact same time. Because
But
his
in
voice,
a.
in the best way possible, because his voice is so distinct that I
Mhm.
think when you can't compare the work of Sir Gilbert Gottfried to
Anything else.
anybody, really.
Anybody else.
No, nobody could do Iago like he could. Nobody could voice a talking horse like he could. There's just nobody except I don't know, maybe um I would love to see John Mulaney.
Okay.
I'm just a big fan of John Mulaney on the show Big Mouth on
Mhm.
Netflix, which that show is so fucked, by the way. If you
Of course it
haven't,
is.
it's genuinely so fucked. But yeah, Gilbert Gottfried or Yasmin Finney, they would be so fierce as co-hosts. But
Wonderful.
speaking of co-hosts, we should take a
We're
break.
taking a break. Of course. Lovely. And welcome back to the Barbara Diane interview show, featuring the Latest in the Gays podcast with Alex today. And we're going into our second part of our interview. Now, Alex, You and your significant other Lance have been together for how many years now?
Thank you so much, Diane, for bringing that up. That's a
Thank you so
great
much,
point.
Diane.
We have been together for around 4.5 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it'll
And
be, yeah, it'll be 5 in October.
which for gay people in our day and age, that is basically marriage.
Pretty much at this point.
So, what is your do you think you have a little secret, or do you think there isn't one for
Oh,
relationships like that?
for maintaining a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the part of the reason why, so if you know Lance and I,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you out there who know us, you know that we are a polar opposites couple.
Opposites attract.
Like the only thing similar about like the two of us is that we are both introverted,
Mm-hmm.
but he is like a computer like tech nerd who is like a part-time firefighter and EMT, and I'm a culinary school like podcast host who's like trying to be a influencer. So like, but I think part of the reason why we've been together for as long as we have is because we, despite our lack of wanting to talk about our feelings, we like we communicate with each other, which I know, you'll hear that from like every goddamn relationship person ever.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like it's true. Like you will not get anywhere in a relationship if you do not have some kind of communication between you and the other person, because I think for us, we, like I said, since we are so polar opposite, if we didn't talk about shit, we
Mm-hmm.
would probably just be like basically be leading like completely separate lives.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wonderful advice.
so you have to communicate with your partner. Like you cannot just sit there and like, you know, like when I'm mad at him for doing something, I can't just like sit there,
You can't expect them to read your mind.
like that's not going to do anything. Like I have to actually say like, "Hey, you didn't walk the dog today.
Ooh, calling them out.
Like what the hell?" Um and if I just sit there like, "So, how was your afternoon? Did you do anything fun or not do anything fun
Or
that
anything you
maybe you
forgot
were
to do.
supposed that could have been fun, you know?" It's you're both just gonna be pissed off at each other.
Mm.
And also, they say, don't go to bed angry, but I do that all the time. But that's also that's kind of just out of my own frustrations,
Oh
and
my god.
I I am somebody who, it doesn't take a lot to annoy me, but it
Mm.
does take a lot to get me pissed off.
Mm.
Like somebody can annoy me within like the click of a button.
Mm.
Like just one little thing from somebody can annoy me. I'm that kind of a person. But
Mm-hmm.
if somebody like keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, that's when I get pissed off.
Mm. Fair enough. Do you have any
So,
fun stories of the times that people did push a little too much? We had to let them know, lay down the law.
um, I mean, I certainly want, I, nothing that like I really went off the deep end and was like,
Fair
well, you know what, Marjorie?
enough.
You have saggy titties and your husband looks like a mayonnaise like constructed statue of Casper the Friendly Ghost. Like,
Damn, fuck Marjorie, I guess.
yeah, fuck that bitch. I don't have anything like that, but I do actually have a story that happened recently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so on the property that I live on, there's the property management company that owns my apartment complex. They own like the one that I live in, and then they also own like there's like a few smaller ones like next to my complex that are like technically part of the same like apartment complex, but it's like a different building.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not like connected. It's weird. But I mean, like you've seen the area I live
Mm-hmm.
in. But
Absolutely.
so recently, it was in the morning, and Lance and I were walking Leela, and we were getting back from our walk, and usually we go up this kind of like back pathway, um, up like a driveway into the back parking lot of one of the complexes next to us, and then we cut over back to our apartment. But this
Mm-hmm.
time we decided to take a shortcut that was like kind of on the side of one of the smaller buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we were like, Lance was like, "You let's try going up here," and I was like, "Yeah, sure." So we go, and then as soon as we get to like the beginning of this walkway, the person who lived in the apartment that was like next to the walkway was he was outside. I can't remember what he was doing, but he was like he stopped us and he was like, "Hey, can you not like walk your dog there so it doesn't like shit all over the walkway, please?" And we both like looked at each other, and I was like, "Okay, well, first of all, she has already gone to the bathroom twice, so that probably wouldn't happen. But if it did, I have bags and materials to clean it up. And also, because I live on this property, I'm aware of the pet policies that if you do not clean up after your pet, you get fined up to $75. So, I'm well aware that if she was to shit here and I didn't clean it up, that I would be in trouble. So, have a good day."
I think I'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll worry about us.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We're
worry
gonna.
about Heidi.
I'm I'm gonna worry about Heidi. So you
Yeah,
really put your foot down. I
but
love that. I love that about you. You're very
it just was
assertive.
like, and it was so like stupid too because I was like, what exactly do you think is gonna happen if I do you think that she's gonna like diarrhea like all over the walkway and you're just gonna be like stepping in turds like all afternoon? Like also the guy's acting like this is a like path that nobody uses, which
Mm-hmm.
as a dog owner, I can in fact confirm I am not the only person who uses this pathway. I know for a fact that other dog owners on the property use it. So I'm not exactly sure why I am getting the kibosh, but hey,
But hey,
whatever
you
whatever helps you sleep at
thank you
night.
for the input, sir.
Yeah, but I just was like, it's not going to happen, but if it did, I'm responsible.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
responsible dog owner, and you know I practice what I preach. So honestly, maybe next time I should just like I'll next time next time I'm out walking her, I'll like and she goes to the bathroom, I'll collect a turd and then just like purposely like dump it next to not like on the path directly, but like next to
Mm-hmm.
it, and then put like a little like one of those, you know, those like tiny little umbrellas that they put in cocktails. I'll
Yes.
do that, but
Put one of
like,
those on there.
yeah, good. Just give them a little something.
Listen, let them know like, hey, here it is. Here's that turd you were talking about.
Yep.
Speaking of you, Lance, and your dog, you're kind of you have this little like maybe family's little bit strong with the word, but a little unit you got going on.
that's,
And it's probably only gonna get bigger and bigger.
that's certainly one of them.
Is there if you do move or when you do move in the future, where's like the dream destination for you to move to?
Um, I don't know if I necessarily have a dream destination at the moment, but one thing I will say is
Mm-hmm.
I want to be out of Connecticut. I, I do have family here and it will always be, where I grew up, but I think I'm reaching my, I think I'm ready to bid adieu to this state because
Fair enough.
this there's just like there's so many places that I would like even in some of the surrounding states like the amount that I pay for rent I could get a
Mm-hmm.
house for that price in like Rhode Island.
Absolutely.
Like I have contemplated moving back to Rhode Island but not to like the Providence Cranston area because I don't I'm not looking to like relive my college days but it whatever. But I would love to like I I do one thing I will say though is when I get older, when I'm like saggy and wrinkly and old and we got the grandkids, I would love to be one of those like old people that lives in one of those like, little beachside condos and just like spends their retired days like laying in the sun, getting crisp, like just cooking up a nice orange color and just be like one of those old gays who's like in the speedo like all saggy and wrinkly but like doesn't give a shit anymore like that's the kind of old gay that I want to be.
That's
They
beautiful.
are there was
Like truly the treasure of the community.
oh my god there okay so a couple years ago I used to belong to a gym in the town that I grew up in and it's sad. I would have rejoined the gym had they not closed, which because
Mm-hmm.
I really did like them. But anyway, there was one. They had like a pool. They had like one of those lap pools there. And there was one day after I had worked out, I was chilling in the pool, and I spotted because you know how like old people like to use like the pools at gyms and stuff like that for
Mm-hmm.
swimming and whatnot. I spotted over by the entrance to the pool area someone's cane, but this old person's cane was like all bedazzled and like it was just
Ooh.
blinged out in like diamonds. Like it was just all blue and pink diamonds or rhinestones or I don't know, but it was
Hip replacement but make it slay.
it was the fiercest cane that I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm like, this is what I am aspiring to when I'm older. Like if I'm gonna be going around with a walker, like if I need a cane or a walker when I'm older, I want
Mm-hmm.
it to be blinged the fuck out. And I want to be walking around P Town with my little pink diamond studded cane.
Let the girls know.
Mm-hmm. I want.
Actually, something that I've been thinking about doing. It's gonna be so
Oh
stupid.
my god.
But if I like take a McDonald's Happy Meal box and then like basically cover it in like rhinestones
Mm-hmm.
and then put a chain on it and make it into a
Oh my
purse.
god.
I think that'd be so much fun.
Have you okay, do you know the show Selling Sunset?
Hmm.
There the girl on one of the girls on the show, Christine, in season 5 when she is pregnant,
Hmm.
um they like start the season off when she's like weeks away from giving birth and there's this one point where her and Jason are at a showing for a house, and she has like a purse that is literally, it's literally just like, it's a diamond studded like chair. It's a chair, just like, like one of those like metal chairs that you just would find in like a community center or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those, but smaller and covered in diamonds and like on a chain. And Jason was like, "What the fuck is this?" And Christine was like, "It's a chair purse. Like, you don't put anything in it. Like, it's for fashion."
It's for the look.
Exactly. And I was like, "Oh my God." Like, just carrying like,
Truly.
I mean, but at least you would be able to put stuff in one of those Happy Meal boxes.
It would be a little functional,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
But
would
like
you
my
would at least be able to bring stuff with you.
mhm.
So that would work, but either way.
It would still be a
Yeah.
wonderful time.
All right. I think we have time for like
So definitely
one more question.
one more question.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me try to find all the harder hitting questions I have. I'll go with this one because I know you are a huge fan of the band Little Mix,
Hey.
and that has kind of been your like thing. And a Little Mix right now is only 3 members, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
If you had to like pick 2 stars to make it a 5 person group again, who would you pick? Could be anybody, anybody.
I would say I would love to bring on, so kind of keeping it within the Brits.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have Cheryl Lloyd.
Oh,
I think
okay.
she would be
That'd be fun.
fierce. The girl who did "Boy, You Could Say Anything." Oh, I probably can't sing that whole song, or we'll get copyrighted. Um, but you'll know her. Um,
Of course,
Cher
of
Lloyd,
course.
I would love to see. And then I think, just like, I don't know, maybe for comic relief,
Comic
um,
relief.
maybe like Natalie Portman. I don't know. Either
Why not? Why not?
Natalie Portman or um uh who, maybe Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge in a girl group would actually like low key be absurd.
Wouldn't that just be like so cunt?
Honestly, because she's kind of like having this era about her right now where she's really kind of popping off.
Imagine Jennifer Coolidge in like, a leotard with like thigh-high boots, like gyrating, just
Oh my god.
gyrating to a synth pop beat.
And I can only imagine what her verse would be like.
Hi,
Hi, it's me, Jennifer.
on the track. It's
Jennifer on the track.
it's Jennifer on the track. Makes me want a
It's
hot dog.
JC on the beat, y'all.
It makes me want a hot dog real bad. But I think Jennifer Coolidge should just like start a music career. Like,
I think honestly, what's stopping her?
I I don't know. Like, I don't even care if she like doesn't have that great of a singing voice. Like, I would,
Have we ever heard her sing, really?
I don't know, but I would pay money to like buy her albums if she released music. Like, I would pay good money to do that. So Jennifer, if you're listening,
But she is.
friend of the pod, Jennifer Coolidge. Um, when's the album coming? When are we getting JC one, Revenge of the hot dog?
Revenge of the Hutt.
Revenge of the hot dog. But anyway, I do have
I
to
can't find a
I
video.
do have to hop on my private jet to.
Understandable, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, Diane. That's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Speaking of Diane.
And one last plug before I go. You can find the latest and the gayest available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public. And you can find our YouTube channel, where you can find all past and present episodes of the latest and the gayest available for free the day that they come out, and you can find the video episode every Wednesday on the YouTube channel. Please follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at TLATG Pod to stay up to date on all things the latest and the gayest. And please find our link tree, which can be found in the bio of all of our social medias, to not only find where you can listen to the show and the links to our social medias, but you can also find some charitable organizations that we are promoting at the moment. And with that, I do have to go fly to I'm gonna go shoot my next movie um with Jennifer actually. So
Oh,
yeah,
you
we
should bring up a music idea.
I know
White Lotus 7.
I I'll be there.
You'll be there.
So
Thank you,
thank you for
thank you so much for
having
being here.
me on your wonderful program.
Of course, anytime. Please come back soon. And thank you all for watching. You all have a wonderful rest of your day. Till the next interview. Thank you and
Goodbye.
goodbye.